Okay, so this video is going to be about the power of semen retention. Now, semen retention is a practice I ran into, I believe, like 4 years ago. And I know it's a little bit more popular now, but back when when I first discovered it, really no one was talking about it. There's a handful of people on YouTube making videos about it, but it's really a spiritual, super spiritual journey. And I was really going through a spiritual phase at that time. But I saw a lot of worldly benefits as well as spiritual benefits from this practice, and it's one of the really most powerful and intense moments of my life where I practice this, and I still continue to practice it, but I just don't go as long streaks as I did before. But yeah, my longest streak was over 6 months, and I really experienced some different stuff, different reality when I was going through that experience. And I just wanted to mention four things that I've learned and some insights that I've learned from semen retention and that you can also take away from. So yeah, as I said, I've been practicing simulation for 4 years. It had led me to live a life of enlightenment and intense life and personal growth as well. Number one benefit is live life more intensely. Semen retention, something about it just really amplifies your life, and you start to see things in more color, and life just becomes um, more contrast. It's I don't know the right words to explain it, but it just feels like you're living a higher quality life, something more memorable, something more intense, and that comes with everything with love. With if you're playing sports, if you're cooking, you just do everything in such high intense, such high focus, and it's good and bad at the same time. But sometimes it can get to you because everything is just always 100, you know. So that's number one. You can use that to your benefits. Number two, you become more attractive. In general, like you just become more attractive to people, animals. Things start going your way. Things start falling into places for yourself, and this is something that's really widely known for semen retention. A lot of people get into it for this for the first reason, because they want more attraction for women. And although you do get the stuff, but if you, the thing is, it's kind of a double-edged sword. If you're kind of using that to get women, once you get the woman, you're gonna relapse, and then you go back to not being attractive or don't have that same potency and stuff like that. So if you do go into it, you need to have a bigger purpose. But you do become more attractive. People start looking at you wherever you go, and it just sometimes it just feels odd. It feels like you're the main character, and you if you don't know what I mean, you might think I'm delusional and I'm just talking crap. But go ahead and try it for 16 days, 90 days. Don't relapse. Don't watch porn. Don't ejaculate. Stay away from sexual thoughts, and you'll see how life becomes so much more potent. Number three, more energy to think and do. Um, a lot of us are not aware of this, but we really sometimes function at a very minimal capacity on our day-to-day life, and we're not really fully using our cognitive mind, and we're not using it to the most intense way possible. When you start doing semen retention, your thoughts become more powerful. You start thinking about um, uh, it's just like you're you're you have more energy to think. And as much as people don't know, thinking requires a lot of energy. Thinking is one of the hardest things you can do, and that's why a lot of people don't like to think. They like to distract themselves from social media, and I'm guilty of that. We like to go on YouTube, go on Netflix, go watch something because we don't want to think too much. We don't want to. We want to let our thoughts just go, and we just basically make ourselves brain dead by distracting ourselves. So you have more energy to think, and when you can think, you become more powerful because you start to possess a power that not a lot of people have. When you're sustaining from ejaculating, you have extra energy and the pure energy as well. That's something you need to note. When you're on semen retention, you have that pure energy because you're not disobeying um, God's commands. You're not ejaculating watching porn, so you have more energy and you have that like kids energy almost. You know how when kids are younger, they have so much energy because they're so pure and they can run forever. That's kind of how you feel when you're on semen retention. Become self-aware and you start coding your life. And this sounds weird, but um, you start to see your own problem, your little problems that you might have, and you see it in a third person point of view, and you it almost feels like you're coding yourself to be a better version of yourself by using this brain, and that's what semen retention is one of the biggest benefits of doing this practice. You start to become the best version of yourself, and you start to think differently from others, and you'll see that you don't really relate to a lot of people around you because you're kind of woke and enlightened, and you see things for what they really are, and you don't have that ego to be like, oh, I'm perfect. You start to see yourself as just another person, and you start to code your life the way it's supposed to be, and it feels like you have more control over yourself. So those are four benefits of simulation. There's tons more. I can make more videos about it if this is something that interests you. And like I said, it's a practice in my life that I did very intensely for a period of my life. Now I'm more easy on it. I don't go on this very long streaks. Um, but I do want to, and I do plan to get back on that long streaks. But it's just that when you live that life of semen retention, it's almost like you have to dedicate your whole life to it, and it's like what Buddha, some of the biggest spiritual leaders, they go whole intensely on it. Me being a person of society who needs to work and who needs to make ends meet and live a normal life, it's very hard to do that when you have semen retention and you're on a very long streak because it's just very intense. Obviously, it's possible, um, but it just for me, I think it's a little hard to balance. But I want to master that both side of my life, where I'm able to live my own life and also have this intense energy that I can possess. So this is powerful stuff. If you really take it into practice, you will see difference. The problem is a lot of people don't believe in it and they think it's bullshit. Like, oh, I can do it without simulation. Yes, some people can. Like, some people can function without semen retention and they can do maybe even better than the people who are doing it. But with semen retention, you're going to amplify your life, and that's a fact. I don't know anyone who can go 90 days with semen retention and don't say that, oh, they don't feel something different. So if this is something that curious is you, go on a streak and let me know how it goes. If you have any question, leave a comment below, and I enjoy. Thank you for watching the video. Bye bye.